Parker here, who is going to give us some new updates. Well, Jeff, happy Monday.
Good morning to you.
How you doing?
We're doing good.
Good. So you've got some new numbers for us.
Some new numbers from the county. These are as of yesterday. The good news is our hospitalization numbers have dropped down. They're at 230. They've been averaging just a little above 250. So that's a 20 drop in numbers. So that's good to see. Same way with the ICU numbers. They dropped down to 92. They've been averaging a little bit above 100. So in both categories, we see a little bit of a drop. So that's, again, that's kind of that third phase. So that's good to see that coming down.
Right.
Our cases have been in the 200 area. It was 162 yesterday. So again, that correlates to how many tests are done, and not a lot on the weekend compared to during the week. It seems like we have more people get tested, or we're averaging over 1,000 tests a day, 1,500 tests a day. The count that they put on the report was only 436 people. So that tends to have that impact. But when you get 162 people test positive out of 436, that's a pretty high percentage, which is not necessarily what we want to see. We want to see that dropping.
Right.
But the good news is that it seems like we're getting a little bit slower in our progression out there, so that's good. Now, we have now entered into the phase 2 plus, where there is more activity out there.
Right.
The county and the state have allowed us to do more activities, such as dining in restaurants, going to shopping malls. Those things have been allowed to open up in Orange County. So it's going to be interesting, and what everybody's concerned about is there going to be a spike in numbers in the next 10 to 14 days, given that we know that it takes that long to find out if somebody has got a symptom or getting tested positive.
Exactly, and the restaurants, a lot of them are open, but I did go to one this weekend, and they did a really good job of making sure that they were distancing, and wearing your mask is really important, which I know you wanted to kind of reiterate.
Yeah, I think one of the things that a lot of talk out there, but the last order that the Orange County Health put out, which was a couple weeks ago, is that face mask, or the cloth face clothing, is required by residents and visitors, anybody who is outside of their home, as long as the only exception would be if they can keep social distancing and their outside activity, like if they're walking and there's nobody around them, then they don't have to wear it. But the idea is, because there are people out there when they're going to the dining, when they're going into the stores, when they're going outside where there's a group of people, they need to be wearing the mask. That's a requirement under Orange County. It's being evaluated, I know that. But it is a restriction that is very, very important, because we still want to control the spread of this virus, which is still out there.
Right, which, you're going to be passing people as you go into the restaurant. And then what I've noticed is, once you sit down at your table, you can take your mask off, because obviously you have to be able to eat and drink. So.
And one of the incidents that we've had is that over the past couple of weekends, we've had some music being played out at the creek. And people are congregating there to listen to the music, which is fine as long as there's that good social distancing. But if people are starting to get together and be closer, then they need to be wearing masks when they're out there doing that. And it's just a precaution that they should be taking anyhow. It's just going to make it a lot easier to make sure that this thing doesn't get spread within our community.
Well, exactly. And I know everybody's so anxious, and they want to get outside, and they want to get back to the normal. But again, it's just a weird thing to have to wear your mask, but you'll get used to it over time. It
is real important. It is the new normal too, as you said.
Yeah. So just get a fancy one. Instead of these regular ones, you can always get like a really nice one that is, has some sort of design on it.
Especially the cloth ones. The cloth ones are really advised, because you can wash them, you can clean them up. They're a real good way to go with regards to that.
Exactly. Great. And you maybe have a few more openings or expansions this week?
Yeah, we're going to, hopefully in the next day or so, Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll be announcing that we're going to expand our operation with regards to tennis pickleball hours, and especially on the weekend, because we've heard from the people that they want to play. Still the restriction with regards to playing singles. That's still under the order from the state, and we're watching that. If they release that order and we see that we can do it and we can see our past practice here that we can move towards doubles, then we'll certainly integrate that as soon as possible. But right now it's still singles only, but we're looking expanding the weekend hours so that we have more time and more reservation periods so that people can get out there and play. So we'll be taking a look at that, hopefully implementing that by the end of the week so that we can get that going this next weekend.
Okay, great.
And there's a couple other activities that we're looking at getting our guidelines set so that we can announce that they'll be opening too.
Okay.
And that'll be nice for us to have more outdoor activities moving forward.
Okay, good. So Wednesday you may have a couple more?
We'll have it definitely by Wednesday, and we may get a blast out to the community tomorrow if we have all the rules and regulations set.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for the update. We'll see you Wednesday.
You bet. Thank you.
And remember, when you're out and about, make sure that you wear your mask, either this little regular mask or you can find a really fun one. But make sure you're wearing your mask when you're out and about around people. Be right back.